For those of you who haven't already gone to the link in the description for Carnivore Prime Box, this is your chance to check out an early opportunity to try this new product from Carnivore Crisps. It is a prime cut meat box that you can order, and a lot of the extra pieces of meat that I've seen on there, it's hard for me to figure out exactly how the breakdown on the Prime Box works out, but I can tell you from trying this meat, it's delicious. And it's got a lot of cuts you've probably never heard of. They're all done by, they use a number of local family-owned ranchers, or not necessarily local, but family-owned ranchers to make all of their meat. It comes to you, delicious, excellent quality meat. You can see from some of the marbling in the meat that I've taken pictures of previously here. They're about to release their first 1,000 boxes of the Prime Box. And if you go to the link in the description, you can be one of the early people to get a chance to try one of these boxes. I'll tell you, it was fantastic. And even though it won't get you an extra discount, please use my code Dante so that I'll at least get credit for letting you know about it. It's not something that I have a deal to make anything off of directly, but I have faith in the owners that they're going to be there when I need them, because their product is great and I believe in it. And I love having sponsors who make products I truly believe in and that I can share with you. And I believe in them that much that I'm willing to go on the faith that they're gonna honor their part of me promoting this product, because I really think it's that good.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?
Good morning. I'm back again to give you some motivation to get out and get your exercise. Despite this change in the weather that we've all experienced, at least in the northern hemisphere, where everything's getting cold all of a sudden, you can still get out there and do your exercise or work in the yard, do anything to keep your body active. As you can see from a couple of these video clips from yesterday, my wife and I are still working hard at getting the fence line cleared of trees, and we have probably moved out 30 trees or more, which has been a real handful. But let me tell you something about when I'm doing this diet that is so important. As a matter of fact, I recorded it while I was doing it, so check this out. When I'm out here working like this, cutting and moving trees and stuff, it's very important to stay hydrated, because one, I need salt. I put salt in all my water. I put a little bit less when I'm drinking as much as I am when I'm working out here. I put about 15 1/3 turns on my salt grinder when I'm working like this. Normally I put 20 to 25 to a liter. But this is like the third or fourth one of these I've had since I've been doing the tree moving this morning. Got to stay hydrated and got to replace those electrolytes. You know, when I talk about getting this exercise that I have needed so badly for most of my life, and I'm finally starting to do, and want to be an encouragement to others to just say, screw it, get up and do it. It brings me to something that I've been hearing about that I didn't really understand. I heard that Facebook is going meta. I'm not 100% clear on what that means, but from what I can glean from those that I've talked to about it, it's basically kind of like voluntarily joining the Matrix, but the early stages where they convince you that it's going to be okay, where we choose to live a life where there's nothing really challenging you, stopping you from achieving your goals. There are no losers. You know, it would be like playing a video game where you're always in God mode, in my opinion, and those just get boring. And you start to want to break stuff in the game, and you get a little nuts, because we need that struggle. We need that fierceness of fighting up against nature and being able to have strength and to speak our mind. We need to have that tenacity that comes from overcoming difficult circumstances a lot of times that you thought you might not be able to overcome at all. Come on, Sam. We desperately need it. We need it to give us the strength to grow upon. Without that, we can't grow. And I don't mean just physically, I mean mentally, I mean spiritually. It's all about overcoming the struggles in your life, overcoming the bad decisions that your lizard brain wants you to make. I mean, a thing like Meta sounds like it would just cater to the lizard brain's desires. And then the next thing you know, you're just plugged in all the time, getting a dopamine rush from this stupid company making billions of dollars off of your information and everything else that you let them have. It's a little scary, but at the same time, it's not scary, because I know these are exciting times also. These are times where I'm seeing more and more people speak their mind, where I'm seeing more and more people waking up to a truth about corruption in places of power. Sad thing is it's going to take something to change all of this to where it's not becoming what 1984 is, if you read 1984, where it's not becoming a totalitarian dystopian world like it's becoming. It's going to take something that shakes the foundations. I don't know how that's going to come about, but I do know this, that if you're plugged into a computer, getting dopamine rushes from things that are not real, and not experiencing life, not getting out there and physically overcoming the challenges that face you today, not being better every day than you were the day before, then you're already dying. Plugging yourself into that is just a way to give yourself morphine while you fade away. That's not what life's about. Life's out here. Life is in the real world. And when you have the right nutrition, and you're getting your spiritual life together, and you're searching for truth, and you're trying to find out what solutions are rather than focusing on problems, you can achieve so much. I don't know what this next month and a half holds for me right now. There's a lot of questions in the air. But I'm hoping that I'm reaching enough people to encourage them to stay strong and to stay healthy. We all need each other to be strong so that the other person might be able to lean on you when you need to be the support for your son or your daughter or your mother or your father or your brother or your sister. If you're not strong, how are you going to support them? How are you going to take care of the ones you love if you're plugged into a fake reality? How are you going to come up with solutions to real problems if you live in a fake reality? You can't be dangerous if you can barely even stand up. You don't need to be dangerous like the bad boy in the movie, but you need to be capable of being dangerous. I have no desire to hurt anybody. That's why I'm usually a very fun-loving and gregarious personality. But if I have to defend myself, if I have to defend those I love or those who are simply innocent, I'm gonna be dangerous enough to do that. If you're plugged into a machine all the time, turning into a soft serve ice cream cone, you can't be very dangerous. You can't protect yourself or anyone else. And when you're not able to protect yourself, those who wish to do you harm will come along. If anything, I've realized from my couple of months now of not having internet access, this idea of going meta just scares me even more. I've got a lot of my life is invested in being able to have internet access because I homeschool children and my current business is all done online. So I can't imagine if I was living my entire life in an online scenario, what it would be like if I was not able to be plugged in for a couple of months or permanently. I mean, who's pulling the strings back there? You don't know. They can just decide you don't count anymore. So I wouldn't mess with that meta stuff. Well, I hope that motivates you to at least unplug a little bit. You can keep coming to my channel though, as I want to keep inspiring you to be the best version of yourself you can be and to go take on that day. Today is the only day you got. Let's start doing it today. If you've been doing it and you failed, today's the day to start doing it again. You've got to start every day moving in the right direction. I'll see you next time I see you, depending on the internet.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?